Okay, let me show you how we finish off a fly once we've tied it up. So pretend that I've got a nice pretty fly tied right here that's going to catch 10 steelhead on it. And let me show you how to finish that off so that it doesn't come unraveled in your first cast. We use a knot called a whip finish and a tool like this called a whip finish tool or a whip finisher or just a whip finish. And that helps us to tie it. You can also tie it without a tool, but this is the most common way. This is the most common form. There's a couple other styles of a whip finish tool that achieve the same thing, but again, this is the most common type, and let me show you how to use it. So first thing we're going to do is let me point out that on the tool right here there's a little notch, kind of looks like a V when you hold it like this, and then right here there's a hook, looks like a J. So that's what's going to be coming into contact with our thread and tying the knot for us. So first thing we're going to do is I bring the tool right behind my thread, and I start to twist it this way and capture the thread with that V right there. At that point, I'm going to raise my bobbin up, and at the same time I'm going to come slightly forward and I'm going to capture this portion of the thread with the J hook. So once I'm there, and to capture that, you're going to have to kind of pull the tool closer to you so that it stays captured in there. Once I'm there, I'm going to raise the whole assembly like this, bringing this portion of the thread parallel to the hook shank, and then I'm going to get it real close right up next to the hook shank. Once we're there, we're ready to start whip finishing. What we do is we twist the tool. You can see I'm twisting it just like you would with a bobbin tying thread around the hook shank, kind of like cranking the engine on an old car. So we get to about halfway around right at the bottom, and this portion of the thread is about to capture this portion. You can see that I get up to here and it's pulled the thread tight against the hook. My next wrap around is just a wrap completely around the thread there, and so are the next few. I usually only do 3 or 4 or 5 wraps, and then we're good. At that point, I'm going to start sliding the tool towards the bend of the hook, thereby releasing this V from there so that I've only got a loop of thread hanging here from the J. Now we're almost ready to finish. What I'm going to do is start pulling my bobbin, and you can see that makes the loop smaller all the way up until that tool is resting snug there against your knot. Then all I'm going to do is slip the tool out and give the bobbin a couple of tugs to make sure that sits snugly. So like I said, I usually do 3 or 4 or 5 wraps. I've seen some people who do like 10 wraps, and I think that is excessive and actually makes for a less attractive knot and maybe a less effective knot also. So rather than that, I would do maybe 4 wraps with 1 and then do another one with 4. Let me show you again. So we're going to capture the thread with the V, begin to raise up my bobbin, capture the other part of the thread with the J, then we're going to raise the whole thing up, get this into the thread close to the shank of the hook, and start wrapping. Now we've got this thread captured against the hook, and we can put a few wraps on it. Once we're there, we're going to slide the V out, pull the bobbin, and slide the J out. Let me show you one more time. I'm gonna try to not narrate this one so much so you can see it in more of a real speed that I would tie it. And then I snug it up. Let me show you one more in slow speed so that you understand it well. Snug it up. And then let me just say about the tension that you're applying here. You only want to apply enough tension with your bobbin to prevent the thread from slipping out of the grooves like that right there. but you don't want to apply much more tension than that. You definitely don't want to be pulling or snugging on it. You want it to be fairly loose. And then at the end, then you can snug it up. You probably saw in the first couple that I did, I was a little bit tight. That's just because I'm kind of not normal speed since I'm talking you through this as well. But normally when I tie this, I try to be, very light on my tension. And that allows me to control the thread well, to make the knot look nice, not bulky. And then at the end, I can snug it up real well like that. And then once we're all done, of course, you're holding your scissors in your hand, at least I like to. Trim it off, and your fly's ready to fish.